Good afternoon everyone, and first of all happy Janmashtami to all of you. And today we are going to learn about microorganisms friend and foe chapter of 8th standard. So let's continue. First, what are microorganisms? So this word microorganism is made up of two words. First is micro and second is organisms. What is meant by micro? Micro means we can just understand like very small thing, or the thing which we cannot see with our naked eyes. And what are the organisms? Organisms means any living substance. So what will be the definition of whole the word microorganism? So it will be the organisms which cannot be seen through our naked eyes without any visual aid are known as microorganisms. So what is meant by visual aid? Visual aid means we cannot see it with our eyes, which are gifted by our God. With that we cannot see it, but we can see it if there is any instrument like microscope. With that we can see. With that we can see the microorganisms. So first of all, we will discuss about the groups of microorganisms. So on the basis of some criteria, microorganisms are grouped as follow. First, bacteria. Second, fungi. Third, protozoan. Fourth, algae. And fifth, virus. So on the basis of some criteria, microorganisms are grouped into these five main types, that are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and viruses. And nowadays viruses is most common. So bacteria, first we will discuss about the bacteria, the first group of microorganisms. So what are bacteria? So bacteria are simply the organisms which have the cell wall. Cell wall, they means we know that the cell wall is absent in animals and present in plants only. So these are considered to be more familiar with plants and not with animals. These are unicellular. First point. These are unicellular organisms. Then the second point. Second point has cell wall. Thus so some organelles such as vacuoles or cell wall are absent in animal cell but are present in only plant cell. So bacteria has cell wall. It is the cell wall is the covering made up of cellulose in plants, and therefore they have cell wall and are considered more with plants. Then the third point, and bacteria are we know that R.H. Whitaker had divided this all the organisms into five groups, that are Planti, Monera, Protista, and again more. And bacteria is considered in the first kingdom. first kingdom, that is Monera. Bacteria are considered in the first kingdom, that is Monera. And where are these found? Bacteria are found everywhere on earth, means in water, on in air, on any substance. Now also on my finger there will be many bacteria which I cannot see with my eyes. Now what are the examples of this bacteria? So the one of the most common example is Rhizobium. Rhizobium is a nitrogen fixing bacteria present in the root nodules of leguminous plants. It is the example of bacteria. And now we will discuss about the some uses of bacteria. Bacteria uses. So the first use that is now only we discussed, helps to or helps in fixing nitrogen and is present in root nodules of legume crops. So the first use is helps in the fixing nitrogen and is present in root nodules of legume crops. Now the second use, as we know that when we dump our garbage, the biodegradable substances are decomposed by microorganisms. So bacteria also helps in cleaning environment by decomposing biodegradable waste. Means the waste such as our fruit peels or any vegetable waste that we throw out is decomposed by bacteria. And what happens after decomposing? We know that when these microorganisms feed on this decaying substance, then they give back the nourishment or the nutrients which are taken by plants again to the soil. So the third use it can given as helps to retain nutrients to soil. Helps to retain nutrients to soil. Now you will be amazed to know that in our intestine, in the human's intestine, there lives a bacteria known as E. coli, which helps in the digestion. So the next use can be written as is present intestine of humans. E. coli. E. coli. This is the short form of bacteria. Then the next use will be if you know that while curdling there also we use some bacteria, and it is known as lactobacillus. That bacteria is lactobacillus. helps in curdling of milk. So this lactobacillus, yes, from here, before continuing, we will see about what is this bacillus. So I forgot to take one point, that is the shapes of bacteria. Bacteria has different shapes, and that are bacillus, bacillus, vibrio, spiral, and again comma shaped. So we will learn them now. So the first is this bacillus. What is this bacillus shape? It is actually the rod shaped bacteria. Means they shape somewhat like this rod. These bacteria are known as this bacillus, means this lactobacillus bacteria looks like this. And then the next is comma shaped, that is known as vibrio. Then the spiral shaped, that are spiralia, which is twisted. Then the spherical shaped, which is cocci or coccus. And this coccus are the smallest bacteria. Means among these all, bacillus, spiral, vibrio, and coccus. In this, the smallest size of bacteria is this cocci. So we will continue. Then the next in the leather and jute industries, it is also used for a process called as tanning. So also used in leather and jute industry, for tanning. Means bacteria are also used for leather and jute industries for tanning. That tanning is the process which is involved in the making of jute and leather. Now we have discussed some of the uses of bacteria. Now we will discuss about the harmful effects of bacteria. Harmful effects of bacteria. So now the first harmful effect, of course, it will be it causes diseases. So the first point, it will be it causes diseases. Causes diseases by producing toxins in plants, animals, and humans as well. Causes diseases by producing toxins. Toxins are some poison substances produced by this bacteria in plants and animals, and as well as in humans. So they can produce toxins while they are feed on our food. Means if we are eating some food and any microorganism had attacked on it previously, then there will be the toxin on that substance, and if we will eat it, then we will suffering from these diseases. Now you will say that before some time I said that E. coli lives in our intestine, then doesn't it produces any toxin? Then it can also produce the toxin, but it is the useful bacteria, so it will not cause any harm to our health. But there are some disease causing bacteria as well. Then the next, responsible for food spoilage. Now you had seen that on pickles or on some fruits there is a growth of some cotton like substance, even though it is not the bacteria, but bacteria can also spoil the food if it grows on any food substance. These are the some of harmful effects of bacteria. Now we will discuss about the second type, fungi. Fungi is a plural, and fungus is the singular. So the singular is fungus and the plural is fungi. What is the fungi? Fungi is the plant-like substance which lacks in chlorophyll. We know that in the plants there are not there is not cell wall, as well as the chloroplast is also absent in animal cell, but they are present in plant cell. So fungus also lacks chlorophyll, but it is even though shows some criteria which takes it in the kingdom of or more familiar with again plants. So it is defined as the plant like substance which lacks in chlorophyll. Which lacks in chlorophyll. Now we know that there are more than billions of species that exist on earth, and till now humans has discovered more than 70,000 species of fungi. Means they have discovered different types of species of fungi, and the count of that species is now more than 70,000. Means you could know that how vast species are there in this fungi category. This fungi can be aerobic as well as anaerobic. Means this fungi can some fungi needs oxygen for their survival, for the respiration, and some that are called as aerobic, and some fungi if there is no any presence of oxygen, then also they can survive by doing anaerobic respiration, and are called anaerobic fungi. And they, now before some time I said that cotton like growth on any fruit. So that is the example of one mold. Example, some molds. Now we will discuss about useful effects, or uses of fungi. So the first use of fungi, first use will be as well as first use is same as bacteria, that is helps in cleaning of involvement by decomposition. By decomposition. Now the second use. Second use will be, there was a great scientist named Alexander Fleming. He discovered a fungi. He named it as penicillium, and he made a antibiotic. Antibiotic are the medicines, are the types of medicines which are made by the chemical processes, and for making antibiotics. It is used in the preparation of penicillin. Penicillin. Yes, this penicillin was made from Penicillium fungi, so it is named after its name, penicillin, which was discovered by Alexander Fleming, a great scientist. Then the next use is, we all like southern foods like idli, dosa, and they are very, what we can say, fluffy. So that fluffiness comes because they add yeast in them. We also used nowadays yeast in making bread, and its dough also becomes somewhat fluffy and soft. So it becomes because of the yeast, which is the type of fungi. So used in food industries. Used in food industries. They are used in food industries for making idli, the mixture of idli, dosa, or for making breads. Then the next use is, uh, fungi are also used for making beer and wine by fermentation. Fermentation is the process of conversion of sugar or glucose into alcohol, that is beer and wine. So what these industries do is, they take grape or rice, and they put it in the water and add some yeast or any other yeast in them, and yeast is a type of fungi, and there occurs the process of fermentation when the yeast is added in that glucose, and then it makes alcohol from that glucose, like ethyl alcohol. When there is anaerobic respiration, that time also there is the production of this alcohol. So these are some of the uses of fungi. Now we will discuss about the harmful effects. So see, if you are asked in examination, tell some harmful effects of any microorganism, then the first thing comes is food spoilage, except virus, because it does not cause food spoilage. Food spoilage. First, the food spoilage. And then the second harmful effect is we had seen that on jute or on some our walls also they grow on these furnitures. So during rainy seasons when there is moisture in the air, that time they grow on furniture as well as clothes, etc. So they make it unuseful. And also fungi causes diseases like in plants like wilt, rust, etc. in plants. They causes diseases like wilt, rust, etc. in plants. Then we had discussed before some time in this food spoilage that molds are involved. You can see that if you sprinkle some water on a bread and keep it in a damp place, because they like to grow in damp place and the dark place, and in the suitable conditions, if it will grow, it will take some time. If you are growing in the surrounding, in the laboratory also it takes 2 to 3 weeks to grow. So sprinkle water on bread or loaf of bread and keep it anywhere. After some times you will see some black spores, and after some days or some weeks, it will see like a thread like substance or a cotton like substance, black or green color, and that is the bread mold, which causes the food spoilage. Then also fungi causes skin infections. Skin infections like it causes skin infections on skin also, and also it causes infection on nails, also on sclamp in the humans, and also they causes some diseases in animals. Today we discussed about the what are the microorganisms, then the groups of microorganisms, then shapes of bacteria, harmful and useful effects of bacteria, then what is fungi, again useful effects of fungi and some harmful effects of fungi, and the other remaining three, that is algae, protozoa and virus, that we will discuss in the next part of this video. Thank you.